radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Yeah. Jones. Hey. Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.
Good afternoon, Greg Deville, live right here at Hot 702.5 FM. That's right, it's a beautiful Thursday afternoon. I'm excited to be back with you once again. Let's talk more about real estate, but I want to talk today as well. Big shout out to Jordan and Will, who stopped by the office. Back in January, I signed up, really back in December, I signed up to go with solar on my property. With that being said, my solar system is up and it's doing what it does, right? So we're moving forward. What I have thought about over the last several months is how many people are really looking at your power bill and seeing the change that is happening. Right now in the city of Southern Nevada, number one that I want to point out to you is that customers are paying $844 or more a year for energy than they did in 2021. Now, I don't know about you, but I felt the power bill increase in my power bill. It has gone from, I was on a flat equal pay, like $185 from the month of October through about May. And now I'm $400 on a flat rate. I'm thinking, whoa, wait a minute. So today I've asked to join in the studio today with me, the owner of Hot 702.5 FM, the owner herself, Miss E. Carice. Good afternoon, young lady. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm feeling very well. Wanted to kind of chop it up with you on how are you seeing your NV Energy, even here at the station. How has there been a big hike in your monthly bill change?
So there definitely has been an increase. So here at the station, we have a couple of suites. So, I'm getting separate NV Energy bills.
Oh.
and they have increased significantly. And I'm like, I think let's just say, for example, my last bill might have been 100. Now it's like 170.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, we actually have used less power.
Right.
So this doesn't even add up. And then too, we've had a lot of power outages. I don't know. I'm like,
can we get a break?
Right. Can I get some credit or something? So yeah, it's definitely concerning. I got a letter from NB Energy saying, hey, how do you feel about this increase?
Yeah.
What did they expect for us to say? I just want to know.
Right.
What do you think?
At the end of the day, I was just mentioning how a flat rate for the last 3 years, I've been at that 182 mark. And this month, I'm at 410. Now, granted, my summer flat bill has been 425 for the last 3 years, from the month of May through September. Typically, I'm about 425, which is good for a 3,000 square foot home, right? Which is good. That's fine, because I've had months before I did the equal pay where I was $600, $700 for the month, the bill usage. Now we have reduced our kilowatts, to some degree. We're paying more attention to the lights being left on. We're paying more attention to how long we're leaving the AC to run. The AC would typically, in the evenings, I'd set it down to about 72, once about 9 or 10 at night, because I like it nice and cool. In the daytime, every now and again, we would forget to turn the AC from 72, and it would run. So I try to get up and remember it during the day. Now, I wanted to put this out, and I don't know that Carice, but, when your power bill, you're running the air conditioner unit, I wanted to make sure everyone is aware, as we're approaching the summer, is that your AC unit thermostat should not be lower than 78, no less than 78 degrees during the day at your house. Yeah. And that's why we talk about running your ceiling fans and your fans and closing your blinds, because people put their AC units on 65, 67, 70 degrees. Do you realize when it's 100 degrees outdoors, for you to get 70 inside of a roomy house can be challenging for that AC unit?
I'm sure.
Yeah, it can. And what it does,
especially like even for the office here, so ours are in the direct sunlight.
Yeah.
So it's taking harder it's harder for them to, build up to that particular degree that we need it to be at.
Yeah.
So I have everything on a timer. Things start earlier when it's cooler.
Yeah.
And then progressively, lower the temperature in the building, but even that is still, when you get to the peak, the AC is like, I don't have any more in me.
Yeah, right. But it's continuing to try, which means that unit, instead of it cutting off during the day, it's running all day, which means that meter is running all day. That's why your power usage during the summer months are higher. Now, what we like to know, and this is information to help listeners who have a rather large home perhaps. Now, smaller homes may not be as affected, but I know with larger homes, what I'm finding is you run that AC lower than 78 in the summer, it's running harder. And then if you're washing and drying clothes, using your internet, using more power, rather than waiting till the evening time where the units aren't working as hard, right? The weather is not, the sun isn't beaming out. So these are just food for thought during the summer months to cut back. Now remember, if you use that air conditioner and you set it below that 78, you're working that unit harder. And when you work the unit harder, it runs longer. And the more power you use throughout the day. Now, so I wanted to educate on that piece as we're getting to those summer months. But now, talking about this new solar energy. Now, that's the piece I wanted to really discuss, is that solar power. Are you familiar with that solar? Have you done that to your condo? Or
I've done it to my home.
Your home, okay.
Well, I have tenants in there, so somebody's benefiting from it.
Okay, okay, good. Right.
And that was like when it first, it really first launched in Las Vegas. So I assume it's extremely helpful.
It is, and one of the benefits that I'm finding more so is that when you get into solar power on your property, number one, when I went into it back in December, I did it with no money down. And that was really, really nice, right? They gave me some ideas. Now, one of the challenges, because people knock at your door regularly. I don't know about you, but I get knocks on the evening when I'm having dinner. You know, I was watching the Lakers lose that game.
Oh, my goodness.
Awful game.
Throw the whole Laker team away.
Oh, wow. Start over.
I think they threw the towel in, but that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, nonetheless. Guy knocks on my door, says, hey, apparently he didn't look on my roof to see that I have solar. But he's out there knocking on doors to sell solar. One of the things is I'm not sure who to trust, right? It's just hard to find out who can you trust in this market when someone's knocking on your door. That's the part that I don't know. So I met a young lady who was at an event who was doing solar, and I knew her from some years of running into her in business. She offered solar, and I'm thinking, I've been wanting to get it. I've just been waiting on the right person to meet that I felt comfortable, that I can trust, that wouldn't do any scam, because there's so much scam going on. My wife was telling me about a scam this morning that somebody tapped into her cousin's Facebook and text my wife saying, hey, and as if it was her asking for money. Did you see that one yet? They're asking
I've seen those. I've had them sent to me before, but I knew it was a scam.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. They sent pictures of her. Hey, cousin, this is me, and I'm in trouble. I'm at the phone store right now. My phone broke. I don't know how much they asked for, but she said she need the money, and it was a long text from a unique number. Like, yeah, this isn't real. End of the day, there's so many scams going on that it makes you, leery of who you can trust. So what I thought about back in December is I thought, okay, let me go with her. Let me get my solar. So back in January, they placed this unit on my roof. I thought, you know what? I think I want to help people with real estate, and let's get into solar. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to get into solar. So I started a network of friends and families, and I started this company, Deville Solar Marketing Group. Deville Solar Marketing Group is a group that I started now to help families, for somebody, number one, you can trust. Isn't that big for us? Right?
Absolutely.
Right. Somebody you can trust when you talk about it, and someone that has firsthand knowledge in that I have solar on my home, and the company that helped me get it is the same one that I want to help others understand what you're getting into. Now, did you get a rebate with your solar how did that go for you?
I did. I think I got a rebate on it, and then also NV Energy had a solar rebate, and then you get the tax credits and things like that. So
tax credit. Yep, the tax credit. So now some may qualify for up to 30% tax credit. Now that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a big chunk.
That's a big chunk. And so it depends on. Now, another thing I've learned over the course of months is that some people are leasing and some are purchasing. Now, I asked my rep that I'm working direct with that what would be the purpose in leasing versus owning. And some, because of their tax bracket, leasing worked better because the tax credit didn't work. Like a lot of our seniors who they're exempt from taxes, right? So they can't use the tax credit towards the purchase of the unit. So it didn't benefit them to purchase that unit. So they did what we call the lease. Yeah, the leasing. So there's more information to be found. Now, again, with NV Energy, you're up $844 a year in 2021. So that means right now, 54.2% increase to ratepayers. 54.2% is what we've gone up.
And I need all of my coins.
Yeah, right. Who can afford? Listen, it makes you take a fan and stand and sleep in front of the fan at night. Like, my God, can a brother get some air?
You're just gonna recycle the hot air.
Right.
In your home, and and that's really what it'll lead to. Because even when I go and adjust my AC, like a matter of fact, yesterday I went in the house and I adjusted my AC, and I'm like, I thought about it, and you usually, it's not something you think about all the time when you're changing the temperature. But I'm like, important it is, you know.
Yeah.
So definitely, and then too, not only your AC, like even running your appliances,
Yeah.
you know, running it like, you know, you running them in cooler times, you know, is essentially going to be cheaper, or you know, but I assume solar is going to, you know, help with all of those things. So yeah, I think solar is the way to go.
Absolutely.
I think it's a good option for a lot of people. So, yeah, if it's somebody, this is what I prefer.
Yeah.
Somebody who looks like me, offering me solar for a home that maybe I just purchased from you. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. Just,
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's kind of like a one and done deal. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
we can get this all from the same person that I trust, you know, for these other things.
Right,
So, yeah.
right. And that's why I started Deville Solar Marketing Group, is because I was always trying to find someone that I could trust. It's just very difficult. Somebody you could really trust, that you feel that is not trying to take advantage for some money, right? Because it's such a scary time. Everybody's doing whatever they can. But again, starting Deville Solar Marketing Corp is helping us to understand. Now, again, with this solar, now I'm paying a flat rate. Now, for the first year, through the company that I chose, I pay $15 a month. That's a finance charge.
Okay.
For the first year, $15. I paid 4 months in advance.
I'm glad you could swing that.
Yeah, right.
I'm good. I'm glad.
Didn't hurt a bank, didn't hurt a thing, right?
No.
I'm like, oh, they called and said, so your first payment is due. So the finance charge, you know, it started once the unit got hooked up. So you didn't have to pay anything until the unit was hooked up, right? And then so now once the unit's hooked up, that first year, $15 a month. Now after that first year, I'm at $182 a month. Now, $182, and granted, I purchased more panels for my roof than recommended, right? So they recommended 30, but I wanted 36.
Because you're an overachiever.
Well, I want to make sure that if I decide to buy a Tesla, I have the power from the solar to do it. Because remember, you're going to always increase something, right? So if I wanted to add something power-wise, it would hold the capacity. What I've learned is that people have sold solar and they undersold the units. So people aren't having, the reason they're having a power bill and the solar bill. You've heard of people who have a power bill.
I have.
Yeah, you're paying something back, not as much as you were to Nevada Power. It's because what they did was they undersold the amount of panels you should have.
And I think that's a concern too, because you're like, did the person just sell me something just to be selling me something,
Right.
or are they selling me something that's going to be of value? So having someone who understands you know, what that is important.
That's where I come in, because I took the time to find out even in my own home. So, and it's funny because the company that I at that time did do the install were out of California. We now have a local company here. There's several local companies, but the company that I was working with that was actually doing my initial process, they were working with a California installer. And so they drove up with 30 panels. And so when he knocks at the door, he says, I have 30 panels to install on your roof. It'll take us about a day and a half. Well, they did it in one day. But he didn't do it that day because I said, but I didn't order 30 panels. I ordered 36 panels. He says, well, the designer designed it for 30, but I'm paying for 36. I said, so, and they said, we just drove down from LA. I said, you might want to get a room. You might want to get a room.
And find out where my extra 6 panels are.
Or drive back and go get my other 6 panels.
Absolutely.
Or have them sent up here. But they said, well, we'll have to redesign it. I said, do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, we're paying for 36 panels because of the amount of usage. I didn't want to have to pay a bill on top of a bill. So the 180 flat rate, and that's why I'm the Deville Solar Marketing Company, is to educate, like we do in real estate, is to educate the homeowner on the advantage of solar, right? And being, and again, when I did real estate, as I'm doing real estate, I believe being a first recipient of something, like owning the home, giving you what I did, how I did, and how did I refinance, and how. So it educates. So today's show is designed to those who own a home. You can't put it on a rental, so you're X'd out.
I mean, unless the homeowner is like, okay, well, you can pay for it until you move.
Yeah, no, finance isn't going to allow that. Finance isn't going to allow that, because if you're responsible, but the solar has to stay on the roof, yeah, we're not going to let that one fly. But again, remember, so when you own that home, right? And I'm going to sell you the home with nobody down.
How about asking the homeowner?
Huh?
What if you ask the homeowner?
Okay.
Hey, would you be okay with adding these solar panels, right? You finance them, I'll pay for them the time that I'm here, and then the next person pays for them. So
you're asking the seller. Okay.
Yeah, because
the owner.
Seems like reason. Yeah, the owner. Like,
okay. All right.
That could work.
It's got to make sense for him, because remember, he's going to pay a monthly bill on a power that you live at. So he'll have to charge you that bill.
Right. They're gonna add it on to your rent.
They're gonna add it on to your rent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it
that could work.
Okay.
I think it could work.
All right.
Don't be afraid to ask the renters.
Don't be afraid to ask
the homeowner if they're okay with it.
But now the homeowner has to do it under their credit, which typically is at least above the 600, 650.
As they should.
Okay. Mm-hmm. But it's something that maybe it can be addressed.
Yeah.
702.
I wouldn't count them out. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Everyone.
Okay.
We're counting on everyone here.
All right. So tenants, you're listening. You want to ask the landlord, is it possible to save on this increased hike of 54.2% increase on Nevada Power? We got all this good sunlight, right? Because we got a lot of sunlight. So if they got all this sunlight, we could use that energy. Again, it may be doable, but here's the other caveat to that is that what if the tenant is with a property management? So
you ask the property management company.
Ask property management.
I mean, I definitely had my tenants ask me, "Hey, is it okay if I do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Like, they want to change lights. They want to change. They've been there for a while.
Yeah,
they want to change something.
But you're talking about drilling holes in my roof?
I don't know that I would personally be opposed.
Okay.
Because let's say if I'm using it as a rental property, the next tenants, I just add it to the rent. It's included.
Okay, so that would be a great rental. Something
a
bonus, power
like
bill
another
included.
Amenity.
Yeah, okay, power bill included.
And don't have a pool. You have I'm onto something.
See what I'm saying?
You need me to sell? What you need from me?
Check this out. So when I talk about the upgrades, remember I said if I decide to buy a Tesla, my solar panels will be able to handle that. We've been talking about possibly adding a pool into our property. So guess what? The pool pump generates power, right? So now that goes under this extra 6 panels that we added, right? So we're talking capacity. Because what a lot of people, you're getting that second bill is because you're undersold on the panels. But there's hope for that. I was talking to the rep this morning, 2 of them. One drove in from California. Jordan drove in to talk to me directly. I said, wow, you came on. He said, man, I heard you were doing a lot of things here and that this may be a great asset. I wanted to talk to you directly on some information. So as he was explaining that some just have under the amount of the usage that they have, that they should be producing, which means now maybe we should upgrade what you have. Now, I didn't get to ask the question, but if you have a question on that, the question is, what if it's with another company? Are you able to attach?
I was just going to ask that question.
Yeah, because what they were teaching me also back in December, they shared with me they had to upgrade my service panel, right? The electrical panel had to be upgraded, right? So if your home is built before 2000, then in many cases the panel service may not be able to hold the capacity of this new increase of power, right? So they have to decrease in what you have. Let's say it's a 200 amp breaker. Well, they got to bring it down to 175 because you're producing so much power, you don't want to overdo the amperage, right? So again, there's a lot of advantages to having this solar power to help monthly. Now, I want to show the advantage to this because that's the reason I started Deville Solar Marketing Group, is to help families with someone that they know and can trust to get into solar and know that the questions you have, like this bill, the unit may cost, I know my unit is like $30,000, right? For 36 panels, the unit was 30. So the way that they're going to get you set up is to put you into, they need to know what's your last bill for 1 year. How much kilowatt have you been using? You know, from the summer to now, they want to look at average. So based on your kilowatts, tells you how many panels may be required. But again, the education piece today, Carice, that I want to make sure we're getting out is that get a couple extra panels on top. What if you want a Tesla? What if you want something that's going to cause more power? But I want to use it from my energy of my system versus giving Nevada anything because they just went up 54.2%. Now, I think it's a bit ridiculous, but you know, the Berkshire Hathaway that owns NV Energy, you know, he is at a place, he's a wealthy man, you know.
Yeah, because they own all of California as well, their energy, and some of quite a few states.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so there is a monopoly, but we won't say that really loud.
Yeah, so Warren Buffett. So we know Warren Buffett, the billionaire, owns Nevada Power, right? You didn't know that.
I didn't know. I knew that another gentleman owned, a family owns Nevada Power. Forgot what the original company name is, but I wouldn't doubt it. I'm sure. Yeah,
Warren Buffett is the Nevada Power man.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so they went from 12% to 15% on the kilowatt. So kilowatt is it's like it was 12 cents and that's 15 cents a kilowatt. So however many you're using,
there's an increase.
There's an increase, and so
and then they want you to make sure you pay that too, right? When they get to that 30 days, they're like, yes, please send us those dollars, all of them.
and don't make a payment arrangement, Carice, because if you miss it,
what they gonna do? They gonna turn your power off?
Yeah, turn your power off.
Jeez.
So we're getting hot right now, and if you don't have power in Nevada, I'm just saying. So if you own a home, and now if you rent, we talked about. Let's see if your landlord is okay with getting the solar. It might be a benefit to him, and then it may not benefit him. Right, to use his credit for anybody, for anything like that. That may not, he may consider for his home. It may not be a plus for his rental property. I don't know.
Or they might get it for both.
Okay, we'll sell it times two.
There we go.
Okay, sell it times two.
That's the type of energy I'm trying to project out here.
Okay,
we all need it.
I'm with you.
I mean, because the thing is that you're saying yours was 30,000.
Yep.
After that 30,000, you're getting all of this energy still.
And no prepayment penalty.
That's what I'm saying.
No pay it off sooner if you want to. No prepayment penalty. Ask your landlord, will he allow the system be put on the property and you'll pay the bill of the 180? Because most of us, if your home is larger than 1,800 square feet, your bill is higher than $180. I mean, shoot, there's some people with apartments and you're paying, you know, $300, $400, $500. This depends on how much power you're using. How much? Now, I don't like to close my blinds at home.
Me either.
Yeah, I like all
that natural.
That's
probably a problem for my neighbors.
Well, okay, so
I mean,
for me,
I'm saying because they probably don't want to see me cooking dinner or us having guests over. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, my neighbors. I mean, we're so distant, so. You'd have to be a peeping Tom to just be looking in my house. But at the end of the day, now upstairs I will close, but downstairs, the natural light, you know, I leave all the blinds except the front of the house. Of course, I don't want people walking by, but I love natural light.
That's what I'm talking about. The front of the house. Yeah. Because I have like the open, we have the open kitchen, things like that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm saying, you know, people are nosy. They're gonna walk by. They're gonna exercise, and they're gonna peep. You know. Yeah. Well, people are just nosy.
Yeah. So the end of the day, you know, when it's hot outside, I don't always close the blinds. But I was on a fixed rate for so long, it didn't matter to me, right? I'm like, hey man, I'm only paying $450. It didn't matter because I remember my light bill was $735 one month.
I'm just turning the power off at that point.
No,
I don't think I've ever had a power bill that big.
My home is 6-bedroom. It's 33,000 square foot home, and that would be a bill before the. Now, this happened like 3 years ago. Then that's when I got on that equal pay, right? But now that the equal pay is increased, $410 is my summer bill, where it was $180. So if my summer bill went to $410, what's my winter bill going to be? That's why I got solar. I won't get to know. But for those that are listening, or your parents don't have solar, but they talk about the power bill increase, Nevada Power up by 54.2%, that's equaling up to about $850 additional a year increase in your power bill. So point number one was the customers are paying that much more for energy than they were in 2022. Point number 2, Carice, is no money down to have solar installed, and your first payment isn't due until 45 days after the install. Let me say it again. No money down to install. I didn't pay a dime to install. Mm-hmm. The plan that I went with, $15 a month for the first year. I have up to $15 in a tax credit that I could use towards $15,000 towards the purchase, or I can use it, just keep the $15,000, right? The end of the year tax credit. So I could either take that 15 and do something else, or take that 15, put it on my 30, and I only owe 15. You know, so the tax credit can be used for the advantages set for. Right now, that's no money down. The first year for me is 15. Now, someone may not have any, depending on your credit, depending on who you qualify. There are a lot of finance companies that you can finance through. It's like buying a car. It just depends on which finance company picks you up. So based on my credit, I was able to go $15 a month, right? And so I said, they called me about 15. I said, man, you can't call me for 15. Let me just pay 6 months, right? $15. I mean, let's. I don't want to hear from you again for $15. So, you know, hey, I thought it was a great deal. And then after that, it locks in for $180 something a month. You know, I thought that's a no-brainer. Especially I was paying that for the winter time, and I could pay it for the summer. And then I'm going to recommend that you change those thermostats to digital thermostats.
Absolutely.
Get those digitals, set them on a timer, so you know you're not needing to cool that well. It's summer, you got kids. You need to keep the house at least 78. Now, the kids get hot. My kids would get hot at 70. I would say go outside for 5 minutes.
Goodness gracious. And why do I believe that, though? I believe that could possibly be
yeah. Go outside for about 10 minutes. Walk to the corner and come back. This 78 feels really nice. But if you had it nice and closed inside, and that's why they say ceiling fans and having a circulating fan in the house circulates that cool air, right? So it doesn't make you, because remember, the lower your degree, the more the thermostat works, the more the AC works, the more the power is being requested. That's why you see a change in your power bill depending on how cool you're going to keep that house. But I'm going to tell you right now, going below 78, never below 75. My goodness, if you're working that AC system very, very hard. Now, some AC guys listen to me right now. He said, Deville, you're absolutely right. Where do you think I got those numbers from? The AC guy. Yeah, I got 2 of them in my Rolodex that I lean on regularly. And when I told them I don't go below 78, they said that's ideal. During the winter, during the summertime, so your unit, because remember, if you work that unit till you work that unit out, that unit dies. A unit runs between $7,000 to $10,000, depending on how many tons of a unit you need. Now, average home, 1,300 square feet. I think it's a ton of 1,000 square feet or so. So 3 ton would suffice. 3.5 ton, get you a little bit larger unit, so it doesn't work as hard. Right? But you go out here and get a 5-ton unit, may cost you $12,000 because you refuse to turn the AC to 78 if no one's home. Right?
Yeah,
now,
I definitely would say turn it up, or too, like most of the digital thermostats, you can program it when you drive away from home. Yep. It automatically will go back. You know, the temperature will go up.
So you can set it for. So I have one that's on my phone that I could set it from. I could be in Waikiki, wherever you are. You could set. Oh, I forgot to turn it down, or no one's at home. I saw my daughter walk out the house at 11:30 or in the morning, and I'm in Waikiki, and I look at the thermostat, and she forgot to turn it from 72, and here it's 90 degrees. My unit's running all day, but you don't have to worry so much when you have solar power. The only thing I'm worried about with having solar power and running that AC over the time it should is wearing on the unit. So remember, power is important, but having solar, the finances are set and locked. Now, there may be a 3% increase per year. I have seen some of the solars that have increased annually. They may go up 3% annually. from this bill
You calling
next
me
year.
about solar already?
Well, I've gotten 2 calls. Yeah, I've gotten 2 calls already. So I'll be getting back with you if you're listening in. 702-349-0162. 702-349-0162. If you're a homeowner and you have been considering doing solar and you just don't know who to contact, you're like, yeah, so many rip-off artists out here. It's like rip-off artists like they're rappers. You know what I mean? It's enough rappers everywhere, right? Everybody's a rapper. Everybody's a con artist look like around here. So if you want someone, not everyone, let me just take that word out, not everyone, but there are so many con artists, so many people just hustling on another man's volume of his bank account, right? Always trying to come up on another man's dime. So I wanted to start something that many families that I've helped get into home ownership, they have not taken the opportunity to get it. They've been considering it, just haven't done it. Mm-hmm. So I want to help people get into, let's consider it. Like I stated, for me back in December, and here we are in May. So back in December, I decided, and someone that I knew was doing it, and I felt comfortable that I can entrust giving up personal information, because they're going to need Social Security. They got to run your credit. Now, in the beginning, they could do a soft pull, I understand. But just know they will be doing a hard pull at some point. So, and I always say, when you really want something, a hard pull isn't going to kill it. Now, what do you know about the hard and soft pull?
I'm very familiar.
Okay. So, but when people go to Macy's at Christmas time, and Macy's said, I'll give you 20% off if you apply for a credit card, is that a hard or soft pull?
It's a hard pull.
It's a hard pull. So my question to people is...
And I'm going to tell you guys, that's a hard pass, okay? Don't...
Yeah.
Just no.
Well, not now. Macy's wouldn't want to hear that right now.
I know they won't, but that's definitely a no.
But you'd be surprised that 20% to somebody is really... Those who are really bargain shoppers, that 20% is better than 10%.
I'm going to tell you guys, buy a home and use Retail Me Not app to get 20% off of Macy's.
There you go.
Thank me later and call Greg Deville.
I'm going to write it down for those that we can share it again.
Retail Me Not is to get the discounted rates.
Nots.
Any coupons you need.
Okay.
Retail Me Not app.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, audience. Thank her. Retail Me Nots. Mm-hmm. Now, but people are doing hard pulls when they go to Macy's. Mm-hmm. But the funny part is, I want to say, not everyone gets that 20%. They did a hard pull.
It may not even be applicable to your purchase.
Yeah,
what you're saying?
That part. And no, their credit didn't allow it.
Goodness gracious.
You know how you took a chance. Well, I'm going to just see. I'm going to just see if I can get it. They say, would you like to try an application? Well, just see what happens. All right. And then you do it. And guess what? You got a hard hit and you got denied. Right? Ask me how I know.
How do you
Been there, done that.
You needed that 20% off, huh?
Well, I just wanted to try it, right?
Right.
Yeah, just wanted, like everybody else, just wanted to try it. So don't forget, the point number 2 was no money down to have the solar unit installed in your home. The first payment isn't due for 45 days after the completion of the solar on your roof. And it's activated. Then your payments begin. All right? So keep that in mind. There's a lot of benefits to having this solar. And again, don't get an undersized unit. Get a unit and add a couple to what they recommend so that you get the capacity if you decide to add a swimming pool, or you decide one day you've been eyeing that Tesla and you're going to need that power source. So you'll have the capacity rather than just what you have right now, because most of you got a 4-ton unit on your AC. But if you decide you want to go with a 5-ton, you'll have capacity. It's all about capacity. Point number 3 was there's up to 30% tax credit for those who qualify. Up to 30% tax credit. So, again, that's another benefit to helping you with some money off that unit. Now, you could use that money. And for me, it's $15,000. So I'm telling you, as a consumer myself of the solar unit, to me, it's up to $15,000. Now, again, the benefit is I can use it, or I can use it for here, or put it back towards that. We'll find out where I'm at next tax season. We'll see. That's the benefit, right? Now, if I need it for something, best believe, right? But that's a good option. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good option to have.
Yeah, I mean, you get your money back. You know, you can. I don't know. I just think that solar is a good option anyway, and I thought that when it, like I said, when it first launched,
right?
And that's not even me being biased because you're sitting here with me. Like this is like, you know, I think there was a benefit, and it depends on too where your home is positioned. So I think that that's important as well. Like I have two neighbors beside my home, so it does give it a lot of shade, so it probably uses a little less energy. Okay. But still, the solar dropped in my MV energy bill.
Okay. That's good.
And you know, and I don't know, I only got a couple of years left, so after that, I'm riding the energy, the solar wave. That's what I'm on the solar wave at that point.
So as I'm sitting here, there was a show before my show this afternoon. An RV drove by with a solar panel on it. I'm thinking you could put a solar on your RV. Wow. I thought, well, how do you do that? What? Anyway, that's a whole nother.
That might be your next venture right there, Mr. Deville.
Solar on an RV. Okay. So I thought if I put solar on my boat.
I was just about to say that.
So you know how you got the canopy over the boat? What if we made the canopy
a solar panel?
Yeah, because what you can...
I think you might be onto something.
Yeah, another advantage that I saw once is, you know how you got the patio cover over your house? A guy had it to be solar.
The whole solar panels, yeah.
It was solar.
And I see that at a lot of schools, a lot of like particularly private schools, they'll have the parking covers are actually solar panels.
Solar panels.
So I thought that was a great idea as
well.
So
Deville Solar Marketing Group. So we're a marketing group. We're giving a lot of information that I've learned from experience of having it done for my home and how the process went very, very smoothly. So shout out to Erica, who gave me the great information that inspired me to create this show today, because I'm loving having solar, especially in this hot desert with all this great sunlight. I mean, wow, I'm so excited to see what the bill's going to be. Well, I already know the bill, but to be able to do everything that I do and just, 180. That's like, man, that's sweet in the summertime. Because again, my summer bill has been like $425. And so summertime, for my wife to be able to credit NV, and then being that I have, this was the other caveat, is that being that I have more panels than required, they're saying my possibility of NV Energy writing me a check. Because we're selling power back to NV Energy.
Let's let that happen.
Now, I've heard people get checks. I have yet to see that.
I think I did get a check from NV Energy. It might have been like $4 and some change.
Okay.
But getting a check.
Yeah.
That's a bonus.
Yeah, I mean, to see a check with your name written from them. Right? Because I've written checks.
And I don't work there.
Yeah, right. Well, and also just to know that I've written them so many checks.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I'm finally getting something back off of what I've done.
Right. I have about 25 years of NV Energy checks that I'm gonna need to figure out how to get that back some point.
It's called upgrading your solar system to more than what's required, because when you give them that 1 year, now remember everyone, you're going to give them that 1 year of what your power bill has looked like. They're going to average your kilowatts and determine there how many units panels you'll need to have on your roof to suffice what you've done over the last year. But again, you want to enhance because you've been thinking about a Tesla, or you've been thinking about a pool, or whatever you've been thinking about. Get a couple extras so that what you don't use, you can sell it back, right? Because you have over usage. That's not my purpose. My purpose was to not have to pay any more than $180. That was my sole purpose of why I got more than I needed, was to not pay more than. I don't want to. Some of you, as Carice stated, has a bill on top of a solar bill. We want to avoid that. 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, live in the studio with Miss Eke Reese, the owner of Hot 702.5 FM, where you can listen. Let me put this plug in. You've been thinking about doing a radio show. You have something that think you want to share to a listening audience. You want to build your business or your brand. Listen, Hot 702.5 has.
We do. We have probably about 5 slots available.
5 slots available.
We have 20 live talk shows throughout the week.
20
currently.
live talk. So you deal mostly with live talk shows.
Correct. Live talk shows, but we do have hip hop, R&B, pop. We play jazz. We have a Tina Turner tribute that's coming up. So yeah, we make sure that they call us the People Station. That's what they call us.
Oh.
That's what they called us.
Okay. Well, I know
the
they
community
say
station. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the community
station. So listen. I heard you guys do risky talk shows.
We
over here.
do, and you know what? You know what the thing is that, and risky could be, it could be anything. I think that the conversations that you have on a weekly basis here, about realty and the real behind realty and the real behind like getting your credit and all of the things that people don't know about, even last week we were talking about vets, like what benefits vets can get and how they can get those benefits more than once. Yeah. Like that's risky. It's risky to have those types of conversations because you're spilling all the tea, for people who really don't want to share that information with you. And so we have a lot of valuable conversations, a lot of valuable talk here. And it all comes from people who look like us, and that's also important.
Very, very much so. Now, as you mentioned, and I will, before I get out of here, talk about for a moment what we spoke last week off the air was how benefits for veterans are available even if you owned a home and you lost a home. Now we understand this hip hop, so this may be a different audience, but to your uncles and your TTs and your cousin them, right? And mom and them too. Right? Because you could share that with your grandmother and your mother who may have been a widow of a military veteran. And she's renting a place, but she's getting his Social Security, right? His benefits. She can purchase a home under his DD 214. Now, if you don't understand it, just ask Grandma, is she getting Uncle Willie's Grandpa Willie's benefits?
I want you to know this, though. Yeah. So 12% of our total 4 million listeners are between the ages of 45 and 64. Oh. Okay. So, and then we have 35 to 44%. It's about 28%. So we have a lot of people who can qualify for homes that tune in to us on a regular basis. And I think it's important for people to share. Like you see us live on Facebook. You see Greg Deville live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter for the millennials and the Gen Zers. Click that share button, tell those friends, because a lot of you are vets and this is valuable information. I'm not even a vet, and I was like, what? I didn't even know you could do this. And two, like understanding first time home buyer. I didn't know you could be a first time home buyer more than one time. Like no one's telling you this, and I think that that's important, that Greg Deville is telling you all that information and in providing resources. You guys even just had a whole conference to tell people about how they can utilize their credit, real estate, all of these different things in order to create wealth for themselves, and then pass it on.
Absolutely.
Like this is all risky conversations that people do not want us to have, but I think it's so important and so valuable for us to have them. That's why you're here, Greg Deville, and I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, and again, giving back to the community. I believe this is an assignment that was given to my charge. Sometimes pastors are pastoring by an assignment, right? They were given that assignment, and so they do their assignment, right? I believe my assignment is to empower my community with the knowledge of wealth and creating wealth. It's a mindset, but some of it is from information that we learn and we activate, right? Because if someone's a veteran or know a veteran and they've been renting a house and because they used their VA before, they thought, well, I lost my house back in whatever year, that they think they lost their benefits. And that's just not the case. You're able to reinstate your DD 214 and get another property, get another home using your benefits with no money down. How do you do it? Reach out to Team Deville, 702-349-0162. I want to show you how it can be done. Just like today's show was dedicated to marketing solar power and how NV Energy has increased. How do you combat the increase? Let's get solar power. I'm your cousin, your nephew, your brother-in-law. I want to help you get solar power. Carice said a very wise part. Maybe your landlord will allow you. It'll be on his house. So that's something he could say, hey, if you when you move, you decide to call me and we get you your own house. But while you're there, because remember, if you've been living there longer than 3 years, you're a first-time buyer again. So we can get you into home ownership. Now, landlords don't like to hear this, but let me tell you, because I love you, you can own a home again with 3 years that maybe you lost it, deed in lieu, foreclosure, short sale. Whatever the case, it's been longer than 3 years. You've been living in that house. You're a first-time buyer once again. Take the advantages that are available and get into home ownership. If you're just starting out, you're a newbie, you've never owned a home before, let me tell you, in fact, you can purchase a fourplex with no money down. The caveat is you'll have to live in one for at least 1 year. Now, the places may not be in the dream area, but it's a 1 year sacrifice. Now, if you could sacrifice for 1 year, saving all your rent money, you're still going to keep your job, you're still making the amount of money you made, but you're going to buy a fourplex. With this fourplex, you're going to be required to live in one of the units. Now, make the unit, restore the unit, whatever you want to do, make the unit fit you for 1 year. That means put up a Christmas tree now, and by the next Christmas tree, we're done. Okay? Right. So with that being said, Carice, the first-time buyer can get a fourplex. Unheard of.
And basically live for free.
Live for free. So the point I'm making is, Carice,
you can actually
months.
have your mom live next door too. She can live for free too.
No.
If you have a fourplex.
If I got a fourplex, I need 3 of the units to pay the mortgage.
You do?
Yeah. Because remember, the interest rates are a little bit higher right now.
Charge your mom something?
Mom pay what she had now.
Goodness
now I might give a cut.
Mom, you're out of luck.
No, your mom ain't gonna pay as much. Real talk. Come on, everybody.
Right.
I mean, don't treat me like I'm being mean. I'm saying mom is paying what she's at. Wait a minute. Hold up. If mom is paying the landlord over there, I'm not gonna charge her what they're charging her.
But you charge a little something.
Well,
something.
we have to meet the. So that's why I'm gonna get mama a house.
Okay, there you go.
I'm gonna get mama a house. I don't want mama living next door in an apartment.
I definitely don't want mama living next door.
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, right.
This another risky show. We got to talk about that.
So at the end of the day, so when I get the fourplex, I can live in one, right? Mm-hmm. Living in the one unit, the other 3 make the mortgage. So that's why mama can't live in, because I need the other 3 to make the mortgage payment. All right? They're going to make the mortgage. I'm living rent free. Mama can live with me, because it's only for 1 year. Mm-hmm. Then I'm going to rent that unit out, and I'm going to go buy a home that mama can live with me, because my mother lived with me for the last 5 years of her life. So I get it.
Right. We got 1 minute left.
Oh, okay.
Just want you to know.
All right. Well, look, Carice.
Yes.
Thank you, young lady.
Thank you for having me.
For last minute coming on the show. And the reason I got her, everybody, was because she has solar. And I wanted her to attest to what I'm saying, the advantage to having solar. Mm-hmm. So the company, Deville Solar Marketing, LLC, we're starting this firm. Back in December, I got solar on my home, completed in January. So I want to help everybody get a solar system on your home. I've got a couple companies that I'm networking with. They'll give you great benefits. I pay $15 a month for the first year. After that, I pay $185 for the duration of my solar lease, which is 20 years. $185 a month. Real easy, real good. So again, 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Deville Realty Group, here every Thursday on Hot 702.5 FM. I want to hear from you, Las Vegas. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Be safe. If you're going to drink, don't drive. And listen, do me a favor. Until I talk to you next time, I pray God's best be yours. Take care.
Jones, hey. Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in.